In this video, we still are explaining different password technique, and we're going to take another tools that is used for cracking the password, except it has a lot of feature, and it mainly depends on dictionary attack. Now we have two challenges here. Number one, from where can I get the best word list? And do you any word list that you can count on them? And can you create a word list yourself? So let's first see the tools and how it look like. And the tool name is Hydra, but actually we have two different tools. Hydra has two different editions. They have the command line and the graphical tool. So let me show you both of them. The graphical line, it's Hydra, but the problem is it has actually, you need to memorize some long syntax. So you can use Hydra, you can use Hydra minus help, it will show you all the option, or you can use Hydra manual by typing man Hydra. But I prefer to use the graphical edition. It's the same tools, but graphical edition. So let me show you how it works. It's called Xhydra. So Xhydra, which is the same actually, except it's much more easier. Now let's go through it. Let's go through the tool to get familiar. Here you can put the IP of the machine or the website that you need to get the password. Or if you have a list that include many computer or many systems that you need to crack, you can just click on target, and you click here and you show him where is the list that has all the IP. And then here you choose the service and the port. So for instance, I can choose here FTP service that I need to crack the password from, and on port 22. 21, FTP 21. Or I can choose HTTP 80, or I can choose Telnet port 23. So you'll find a lot of service here. This was not inside the previous tool, Brutus. Brutus have very limited service. Okay, so I can choose Telnet, or I can choose any service, and including some voice over IP service. And then you can go to the password and you can specify the following. You remember I told you that to be able to crack a password, you need a username and a password. So if you know you have a valid username, you can put this valid username here. Or you can choose a list like the previous list I showed you in the previous video. But if you don't have a username and you are trying the password as well, so you are like duplicate the effort. So you need to have a username and a password. So if you done your homework and you'll be able to get a valid username, and I showed you before there is many ways for doing that. Now you need just to do 50% of the work. So here is the password. You can put a password which doesn't make sense, or you can choose from a word list, a password list. Now Backtrack and Gtrack and all those editions come with some good password list, especially Kali Linux. I mean, you can use the same in Kali Linux, but you will find bigger password list. So if you click here and you click on password list, let me show you where it exists exactly. It should be in let's go to the root. Here we go, under pen test, under word list. The one in Gtrack is very weak, it's very small, 3 mega, but let me open the Backtrack and show you. Let me open Kali Linux and show you how big it is, word list that they have. Actually, it's one of the benefit in Kali Linux, the word list that they have, especially one specific word list that is a huge. It have about 14 million password. So most probably this will work with you. So until this start, okay, it's good that you try to work with different kind of Linux, and actually this is one of my objective. That's why I keep switching between Gtrack, Backtrack, Kali Linux, just to show you that they are similar and let you feel comfortable in whatever edition you are using. So until it start, let's get back here and let's see the word list that they have. So you click on it and that's it. You can have a proxy So the cracking, because some application will crack the number of failed attempts that someone is trying remotely to connect. So you can have a proxy to hide your IP, or you can keep the default. Once you finish, you go here and you click on start, and it will start and it will show you the password once it reads. Now, what is the benefit, or what is the difference between using tools like that and between using the Brutus, which is a Windows tool? Actually, this also works with some encryption account. So for instance, we know that most people use they use Telnet to connect remotely to their router and switches and different devices to be able to manage them. But actually, Telnet was not secure because he used to send and receive information in plain text, including the username and password. So now no one is using Telnet. Most of the people, especially network administrators, are using SSH. Now, SSH is an encrypted traffic. It keeps sending and receiving encrypted. Sorry, where is it? SSH. And it works on port 22. This application can crack SSH, and this is actually one of the very good benefits in this application. So the only challenge that you'll be having to use this application is to get a proper word list. And I'm going to show you a couple of web clips, but also I want to show you that on site Kali Linux, they have an excellent word list that you can use. It has, as I told you, about 40 million passwords. That it's an amazing one, and it's not exactly word because it has letter, number, special character. So it's a very, very good word list that you can use. So let's open the same tools with the same command and navigate and check this word list that they have. So we can open a terminal and we can type Xhydra, and this is the tools. As you remember, here we can put the IP, and I'm going to put an IP for one of my machine, 192.168.95.137, and I believe it has a Telnet service on it, so I can go down to the Telnet, and Telnet work on port 23. And now going to the dictionary. Now I'm looking, I know that they have the Telnet, they have an account under the name of admin. Okay, and on the password, I want to browse to the location of the password. So we're gonna go to root. Here you go. So we're gonna go to the root directory, then pentest. It's quite different here. Pentest. Okay, just give me a second, let me browse to see. So it seems that there is many word list. So inside user has been remove default, no, not this one. User shared, I think this is the one. So we can go to the user and share, and there should be a folder here for word list. Okay, so you'll find many of them, and from the size you'll know which one has more information. I think this is the one. Yeah, Rocky use this one, so this can be used. But besides that, one of the very powerful word lists that I would like you to download and use. It's called dark code. So you can go to Google, download dark, and code. It's written with a 0 instead of O. So also this one is very, very good. So you'll find that many websites will provide you that, and you'll be able to download them from one of those websites. Now, what is remaining is that you can create your own word list, and sometimes you need to have a specific word list. Like for instance, and I did mention this example before, but for instance, a lot of people are using their cell number or mobile number for the password, especially in wireless. So what if you need to crack a wireless? So you need a list that have only mobile number. So you can do that by a command called crunch, and crunch will allow you to create the word list. So you can tell them I need a word list that only has number that start with 054, for instance, and the number should be 10 number. And I explained these tools in a previous video, but also I'm going to add with this video explanation the syntax to create or to use crunch to create a word list. So the challenge on this video is to get a proper word list that will help you. And I believe I pointed to two word lists, dark code, and inside Backtrack and Kali Linux they have some good word list. One of them is 40 million password word list. So you can have that, or you can have your own tools to create depending on the scenarios that you are working on. On the next video, we're going to see some advanced technique in cracking password, including cracking things like Gmail and Hotmail and stuff like that. Thank you so much.